How do you catch the legendary fish in Stardew Valley? Legendary fish are special types of fish which are more difficult to catch than regular fish. They can only be caught once per save file. They are the most valuable fish in the game, so you can sell them for a good profit. These prices might not look like much, but when compared to a regular fish, you can definitely see the difference in value. Alternatively, you can place them in a fish tank, showing off your fantastic achievement to the world. I won't be covering Kai's extended family quest, which involves catching relatives of the main legendary fish, even though the process of catching them is the exact same. Starting off with the season of spring, we have the legend, the king of all fish. Despite this being the first fish on the list, it will likely be the last legendary you catch due to its requirements. You need to have maxed out your fishing skill at level 10, which is really difficult to do in your first season. It appears in the mountain lake when it is raining. You need to make sure that your hook is at least 5 tiles away from you. In gaming terms, you need to have a fishing zone of 5. If all of the requirements are met, you have a 10% chance of hooking the legend. For those of you wondering, how do I know if I got a legendary on the hook? Well, it's pretty simple. This is a regular fish, and this is a legendary. If it has an orange fin at the top, you know that you have a legendary on the hook. It's best to stand in this exact spot and get as close to that log in the middle of the river as possible. If you're all ready and prepared to take on the legend, then good luck, you're definitely going to need it. Moving on to summer, we have the Crimsonfish. This will probably be your first legendary that you catch. The requirement is fishing level 5, which is far more achievable in 2 seasons. The second requirement is repairing the bridge east of the beach for 300 wood, so make sure to stockpile some wood. I recommend standing on the pier once you cross the repaired bridge. The Crimsonfish has a fishing zone of at least 3, but it can be reduced to 2 if your hook lands in bubbles. Once that is all done, you have an 18% chance of finding one per reel. For the fall season, we have the Angler, who uses a bioluminescent dangler to attract its prey. This is actually the easiest legendary to catch, as you only need fishing level 3. It is, however, the least profitable legendary fish. You can catch it in the river east of the community centre. To make sure you're in the right spot, I recommend standing on the little wooden plank bridge. This time, there is no fishing zone requirement. You can cast as short or as long as you want. Once you throw your hook in, you have a 20% chance of getting one. Moving on to the cold winter, we have the Glacierfish. It likes to build a nest on the underside of glaciers. You need to have a requirement of level 6 fishing, and you can find it in Cindersap Forest. The Glacierfish is a little unique in that you need to be standing on an exact tile to be able to catch it. The most southern part of the island that is east of the little mouse selling hats. Once you do that, the fishing zone must be at least 3, but similar to the Crimsonfish, it can be reduced to 2 if your hook lands in bubbles. If all of the requirements are met, you have a whopping 50% chance of getting the Glacierfish on the hook. Now that we have gone through all of the seasonal fish, the last one remaining is the Mutant Carp, which you can catch regardless of the season. It can be caught in the sewers once you get access to the sewer key from Gunther, where you donate over 50 artifacts to the museum. There are no other requirements for catching the Mutant Carp in terms of fishing zones or tiles. Every cast has a 10% chance of hooking it. Finally, we need to discuss equipment. First, you want to get the best possible rod, the Iridium rod, as it allows you to attach bait and tackle. It does require a fishing level of 6, so if you can't reach that, get the fiberglass rod and pray these legendaries go easy on you. You want to buy a good amount of bait, as it increases the chances of a fish biting. In terms of tackle, I recommend the trap bobber, as most of your time catching a legendary is when the fish is outside of your green bar. In the 1.5 update, you can use something called magic bait, which allows you to catch fish from any season, time, or weather. To make this is super easy. You just need some bug meat and some radioactive ore, whatever that is. Anyway, if you find yourself lacking in the fishing skill, but really want to be able to catch a legendary, then another way instead of grinding is to consume food. The best food that increases your fishing is the sea foam pudding, giving you a +4 in your fishing skill. The only problem is that you need to have at least fishing level 9 to unlock the recipe, so your best bet is to get them from the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies Festival in summer. Another alternative is the Dish of the Sea, where you can unlock the recipe at fishing level 3, requiring 2 sardines and a hash brown.